Hello, and welcome back to the Cooper Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper, and I'm here with Noah Fisher and Tommy Lazarides, and we're here to discuss Aston Villa versus Bournemouth from back on Saturday. Yes, it was 2 points dropped. Yes, we threw it away, but we're still in a good position, and there's lots to talk about, positive and negative, so we will be covering all of that and much more after this. And welcome back to Coupe de Villa Live. It's a Monday night. We're back. I got Noah. I got Tommy Lazarides. We're all here for what was a entertaining match, a good match for a lot of it, but in the end, a point apiece, 1-1. Noah, I'll go to you first because I was saying throughout the whole match in the group chat, I had a bad feeling. Things just seemed not to sort of be falling for us. The ball, the bounce of the ball, the rub of the green. And I just felt like we weren't taking our chances and it was going to come back to haunt us. It did in the end. But should we be thinking glass half full, good performance, third good performance in a row? Or should we be thinking this is 2 points dropped and we shat the bed?
I don't think it's 2 points dropped because we actually played shocking. In my opinion, Scott. I thought we were terrible. I thought, as much as I love Morgan Rogers, and I'll talk him up all the time, he was off it completely. He failed my multi. Thanks, Morgan Rogers. My one leg that failed was him to have a shot on target. Yeah, one he blazed it over the bar. And look, if Bournemouth had good chances as well, Scott, like we got to actually give them credit as well. They actually played well. They came with a plan there, got a good manager and a decent team now. I mean, you take the point and move on. We're still fourth because obviously some results did go our way, but it's just absolutely ridiculous. I think another Champions League hangover.
Okay, I'm surprised you said that because I actually thought we could have been 3 or 4-0 up. But
at half time.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the chances we had, I mean, yes, they had some shots from outside the box, but I don't remember them, really creating like chances like we had with Duran. Ollie Watkins in the first half had a great chance.
Their keeper had a blinder, Scott, but yeah, I got to think our keeper made some good saves as well. Like it wasn't, it was one-way traffic in some regard, but a lot of our shots were from the edge of the box. Like the one that really haunts me is the Rogers one in the first half, and the Duran one in the second half. They're the two.
The Duran one, he puts that away any other game. Duran puts that away.
I know we missed so many sitters, but it's the Premier League. It's the Premier League. And I thought we were off. I really did. Like from the minute we started.
I don't know. I think we just weren't converting, and Scott said it. We're just wasteful with chances, and it really just came back to haunt us. Yes, there was some pretty. It's not the football. I thought we played some great football, Noah. To be honest, especially in the first half, we should have been 2-3-0 up. This was fairy games early.
We still are unbeaten since Arsenal, so like we can't be too upset.
You said we played shit. No, played shit football. We had fucking 14 shots on target, 14 shots, 7 on target, mate. Like we dominated, I think. And to be honest, yes, as much of an ugly game it was, I think it was before or after. There was the cash tackle, right? And I remember jumping a bit ahead. Yeah. And also, Jemima, I'm eating a Woolworth's custard tart. I like the mini one. So I normally have them before the pod, but I've been rushing. So there was the cash tackle. I think he's just botched the tackle and he got away with fucking murder. Typical Cash. The Bailey handball should have been given. I think they were robbed of that, to be honest, because that arm's way out. And I thought we got away with that. And I thought when that wasn't given, okay, maybe luck's on our side. We're going to see it out 1-0. And the fact that Barkley scored, the type of goal we scored, that was literally the type of goal that I thought was going to win the game. Scrappy game, shit. Yeah. And it was just like, is this the type, after all the shots we had, all the chances we created, that's the shit that we score and could have possibly won the game. Man marking at the end, fucking Duran and Cash in no man's land, just I was really pissed because I know Emmy's been talking, Martina's been talking so much about the clean sheet, and we were there.
I know.
Like, we're talking 96, whatever. Yeah, it's so annoying. And the guy's not even tall. It wasn't even it was just a well-placed header. Like, could Emmy have saved it? I don't know. I heard mixed reviews.
It was a good header.
And Noah, last week's pod, what did we say? We said Evan Nielsen hasn't scored this season. He's looked like a terrible signing. And what's he going to do? He's going to score against us. He comes off the bench and bang, puts the header right in the corner. That is just typical Villa. Look,
agreed.
I think you're both right. I think we did play well in parts and we dominated the ball and we looked sort of fluent. But Noah is right. Like, bad finishing is bad football as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you for the love.
So, I think I agree with you both in parts. I think that if we play like this, we'll win. We'll win eight games out of 10, right? If we play like this again. The problem is the Man Cities, they win 9.5 out of 10, right? When they play like this, they just churn out those games where it doesn't quite look like it's happening for them.
The Southampton game. Look at the Southampton game. Shit, 1-0, but you know what? They did what they need to, and that's what wins your title, Scott, at the end of the day. They know how to win.
You tell him. He's not happy as well, Scott. Get him on the pod.
No, they're not happy at all.
I genuinely think Chelsea are the dark horse for contenders this year. They're just a dark horse flying under the radar, putting teams away, getting key points against the big sides, putting the small teams away. So if they're level with us, their goal difference is +10 all of a sudden. There you go, Jeff Cooper, Papa Coop.
Look, I'm still crossing my fingers that our run in Europe can mean that top 5 Champions League this season, because I think we're probably going to need it. Like, I think if it comes down to top 4, it's going to be really tight.
What do you mean? What do you mean? So we're winning the champion. We're winning the Champions League. Be optimistic.
Okay, well, that would help. That would help.
Well, I was going to say, Scott, why don't we just worry about finishing in the top 4? Don't let worrying about 5th be a thing, because at one stage last year, we were like, 5th, we're just going to get 5th. We're going to get 5th. We're going to get 5th. Then it wasn't. Teams fall off really quickly. Arsenal lost, City lost, we lost, Liverpool. All
mate, how lucky we got out of jail this weekend. I think it's and also we're playing a deflated Spurs all of a sudden, right? Like we're going into that full of confidence. Also buzzing for Palace and my mate Joe. First win of the season.
Wednesday night, so that'll be good.
Keep the coach.
I guess one of the other talking points in this game was the amount of yellow cards.
So many.
Oh my God.
And Joe, what I was thinking as well, once they scored that header, is how much we missed Onana, right? But I think it was our whole, Tillerman's got a yellow, Onana got a yellow, Ramsey got a yellow, I think, at the end, maybe.
Digne got a yellow.
We had so many players on yellows that we had to replace one of the midfielders, and bringing on Barkley was the right call. But, geez, I just would love to see Onana for those sort of situations play the full night.
Or Kamara. We had Barkley.
Diego Carlos, we could...
I thought, why didn't Carlos come on? I know we exhausted all the subs, but
Kamara came on as our last sub, but we needed someone that was just going to be an aerial threat, like a Diego Carlos, a Tyrone Mings sort of thing.
Let's get to that last 10 minutes, because I think it wasn't just we've already sort of touched on it. It wasn't just the goal. No. It felt like it was coming. There was panic setting in. We couldn't keep the ball. We were making silly fouls. And where is that coming from? Why can't we just knock the ball around and see out games? Is that something?
I think we were just fatigued, Scott. I honestly think the boys were just really fatigued. We just didn't look like the same side. We looked so run over.
Yeah, but we had a lot of the subs. Bailey doesn't look with it at all, man. He's so off it.
Our key players looked flat.
That header was nice to Barkley. But
I we'll let him off. We'll let him off. I'm actually happy Ross scored, to be honest. I'm really glad. I thought he's been playing so well all season. I did think he actually started to control the midfield when he came on. It was just little, I don't know, gassed. But
he made that silly challenge that ended up
hero to villain. That's what I wondered. And I said, why didn't we hack him at halfway? If you're going to hack him, why are you waiting so long to do it?
But I'm also so happy for him with the goal. It's his first goal for Villa in front of fans, because in the lockdown season there were no fans there, and he scored 3 goals. One at Villa Park, I think.
He's just an utter professional. I think he knows his place within the team. He probably realised, hey, I'm getting more game time in 4 weeks under Emery than he did under the whole Gerrard era, right?
I think it was Dean Smith he was under. So
Dean Smith, yeah.
Oh, was it? Sorry, no.
Well, he started off playing, and then he sort of fell away. And
but I think he just knows his place now. He's also not. Sorry, go on, Scott.
No, I'm just saying he comes on at halftime. I don't know. It's pretty weird. Like it is a bit, like it just seems to be like half an hour to go, or at halftime the sub is.
Yeah, but look what he does. Yeah, but look what he does. And Onana didn't look happy. I don't think Onana, he didn't look happy. I think he just knows like what's coming now. And to be honest, we probably needed Onana in those dying 10, 15 minutes. I really felt like Kamara was like he's good, but just he's still coming back into it. I think it was too big of a jump for him. Like they were really hitting us. And let's not take any credit when this is what Noah was saying. Bournemouth are a good side. Like, yes, Arsenal went down to 10 men at 30 minutes, but like Bournemouth really put them to the sword. And Clive had some good I think he had that big ping in the first half, and I'm like, oh, these guys are here to play, right? And Ollie kind of looked a bit off with it, like I thought his assist like to Duran was the potential forming of a great partnership all of a sudden, right? Just saw him in the corner of his eyes, brought Duran in. I thought he puts that away 9 times out of 10.
As soon as I felt his feet, I was like, goal.
I think Matty Cash's game summed it up for me, is that Matty Cash for 70 minutes, I thought had a great game. And then in that last 10 minutes, he started diving in on Semenyo. He started, there was a few
being reckless, dodgy passes, missed the header.
Sloppy passes, we were giving the ball away, this sort of thing. And Jacob Ramsey was another one who I thought had a great sort of game, lots of energy.
Yeah.
But then that final pass or that moment at the end where he had just to calm down and, pick out the right pass or pick out a finish, it was just like really terrible from him in that last moment.
I think just like a discipline that also let's not take. I think people asking 3-2-1. I said just give all 6 points to Mark Travers. What a game, and he hasn't played a ton of Premier League games, and I reckon a cheeky $5 million could get him. I think it was Cliff or one of you saying Bournemouth actually have a really good goalkeeper scout apparently. So
they got
he's only a year older than Gauchi, and I certainly think he's a year older than Gauchi, a couple inches taller, and I think he's definitely got more Premiership experience. He's more Premier League ready than Gauchi. Not discrediting Gauchi, but I don't know. Travers just looks like, I think he'd be a great second keeper.
Yeah, so why is it that all these keepers, when they play Villa, just turn into like prime Gianluigi Buffon? Yeah, it's just mad.
Yeah,
it is mad.
And then Onana's header where he got it. I don't know why Onana didn't head that across the line and Ollie put it in. Like again, I don't know if we're trying to walk it through.
It was a good header.
Yeah, but it wasn't going in from there, Scott. It was a great header, great set. But why not put it across the line? Ollie was there, and I'd actually think there was another time where Ollie was in position, and people are just being a bit greedy all of a sudden.
Yeah, Ramsey Ollie's actually failed to pick him out a couple of times.
And, I know. Ramsey's overdoing it. I know he's hungry for a goal, but.
And I mean, we played with Ramsey on the left, McGinn on the right, and that does make us very narrow. We don't really have that winger when we play both of them, and we don't have Leon Bailey or Philogene. Do you think that sort of like played into the reason why maybe we weren't converting, or do you think that
I've seen a few comments coming through? One thing we're lacking is genuine pace. Matson came on a little bit too late for me as well. He created the goal. We are missing Diaby. We really are missing Diaby. Bailey looks like he's just lost so much pace as well when he runs at players. Ramsey used to gain pace when running at players. I don't know. But we're missing genuine pace. We're missing genuine pace right now.
Well, why didn't we
break the lines?
We're missing genuine pace. So we didn't replace Derby, right? Philogene's good, but like he's not electric. Like someone like a Somerville that went to West Ham, he's electric. Rafinha we were linked with. Would have taken him any day of the week.
I think Philogene. This is like part of the conversation last week. Like this game was kind of his moment. Bailey's
perfect for him.
Yeah, Bailey's struggling, right? And you've got Philogene.
Philogene's popped him. I think Philogene jumps him in the pecking order, Scott.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to see who plays against Palace, because I got a feeling it will be Bailey with Philogene playing maybe against Tottenham next week.
Yeah, so, I wouldn't mind that though. I wouldn't mind that. I'd rather see Bidace versus Tottenham. I think.
And Philogene helps out a lot on defense. And yeah, Cash. What happened to the Cash for Nedeljkovic sub that was happening start of the year? We stopped doing that all of a sudden, right?
Yeah, he's not even in the squad
good right back.
No. I reckon
I don't know
what's going on.
I don't know if he's yeah, but why? He's actually a good right back. He's done better than Cash when I've seen him play.
Yeah, he played well at Wickham and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's quite a few people that agree with us. Richard here is saying Diaby hasn't been replaced, and
well, it's true. We sold a $60 million player and didn't sign one to replace him.
And he chipped in with goals. Like McGinn and Ramsey just don't score goals or enough goals. Like whereas one of those midfielders.
Talking point.
Yeah, go.
What is it?
Yeah, I was going to say, Scott, that fucking goal McGinn scored. This is what annoys me with players. Ollie decided to chase, and it's that extra second or two that cost him. Like, why not just, if you're going to chase it down, decide you're going to do it and just commit to it? Why think, the ball's slowing down a bit, I might give it a go? And, like that could have been 2-0, right? 2-0's different story at that point in time.
Yeah.
I do feel like Bournemouth kind of thought it was out and stopped a little bit. It sort of seemed to happen in slow motion. I don't know.
But Ollie didn't chase it down hard enough. He waited, Scott.
Possibly.
I don't know. I just thought, like, why not
I think it was a bad ball from Ramsey again. He expects to get picked out there. It was fired across the box and didn't have the right pace or positioning. I
thought
think
Maatsen came on too late, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Maatsen
definitely
Ramsey,
came on too late. Definitely.
I think Maatsen could maybe play in that Ramsey role. Play Digne.
Watkins would have had one or two. Watkins would have had one or two if Maatsen started at left wing, Scott. We could put a ball in the box properly.
I've got a list of our goal scorers here, right? Watkins with 5, Duran with 4, Onana and Rogers with 2, Barkley and Konza with 1. That's it.
Yeah, that tells a story, and that does say that those wide guys like Bailey, Ramsey, they're not chipping in, not in the Premier League at least.
Not at the moment.
They got a couple of goals in Europe, but I'd still
I got the assist as well, Scotty. Yori Silliman's with 3 because he's just been playing a bit deeper, which is good.
Yeah.
Leon Bailey has 2 assists, along with Digne, Ramsey, Rogers, and Watkins, and Barkley has 1 assist. So they are getting involved with the pass in, but not as on the final product. We need some of those players like McGinn. We need, someone else to chip in with goals, I think.
Yeah, well, Bailey had that great assist against Ipswich for the header of Watkins, the cross. And that's when we thought, he's back. Maybe he's, getting his fitness back, getting his sort of productivity back. But it's kind of gone downhill since then.
And I agree with this comment too, by the way. I do. 100% I agree with that.
I agree. Bailey had assists, but he had just as many goals last season. I don't mind if he gets the assist, but if he's not scoring those goals that he was, who's going to make up for it? I can tell you what, Tielemans, McGinn, they're not going to be scoring every game. Or Onana. Onana's actually dropped off with his goal scoring.
We need Philogene or Bailey or a Ramsey to start. Like Ramsey, the season before Ramsey got injured, I think he scored 6 or 7 goals from his playing on that left-hand side.
We've got to grind it out.
We've got to get him back. We've got to get him back.
Grind it out till Jan and rip out 60 million for Rafinha. Bring out that what is it? That release clause. Took the piss in El Clasico. Like this is what we need, and I'm sure he'd come back to the Prem. Why would you want to win La Liga? Why would you want to win La Liga when you can make the semis in the UCL with Villa?
He's currently the captain of Barca.
I
think that's a bit ambitious.
Hey, they need some cash, mate. They need some cash.
Well, I think Mohammed Adam sums it up right here.
Also, I don't know who Rafinha is. I know Rafinha, so get it right, you Norwegian fuck. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right.
We love you, Mohammed, and your kids.
No, I mean, Bailey used to, do that little step over, get on his left and just have a ping, like have a shot on goal.
Yeah.
Whip it into that far post. And
he looks slow. He looks slow.
I don't see him doing that, having those shots on his left side, like in these games. Maybe defenders are ready for it. Sort of, they know what's coming, but maybe I don't think he's fully sharp and full of confidence. That's for sure.
No, but I think, do you know that assist against Ipswich? Do you everyone remember what foot he took it on?
The right foot.
His right foot. He can take it on his right foot, but he never does. Everyone knows he wants to go on his left, and he takes it on his right. He gets assists. He needs to keep going to his right because he can whip a ball.
We lack pace, Noah.
When he does, you get more opportunity on your
Options.
left. Yeah,
Exactly.
because like the fullback now is in sort of two minds, you know. So I actually think he's got a pretty good right foot. I don't think he trusts his own right foot as much as maybe some of us do, because I've seen him score some good goals on his right foot. I mean, the goal against Man City last season was on his right foot. Everyone was expecting him to shoot on his left. He did the little trick, switched it over, and then boom, it took a deflection, but still, it was a good strike on goal, and it went in.
Exactly.
I remember. I think it was Ajax as well in the Europa Conference. He scored a great goal on his right where he did the little trick. When everyone thought he was going to go left, he goes right and then slots it in. And that's when he was absolutely buzzing and full of beans. But now
he's beans. He's like the old classic. He needs a goal. You know what I mean? Like he needs a goal to get him down. Which I think Palace could be the game for that. I do think Crystal Palace in the cup could be a game for that. I hope so anyway. I really hope. So I want to win any trophy we can, but I can honestly see us going so far in that competition if we beat Palace.
Well, I think this is a good thing about being a team who are at the top and are playing Champions League, are playing Europe, are playing in the cups, is that we can just sort of park Bournemouth now. And if I was Unai Emery, I would have probably ran to them for that for about that last 10 minutes, pointed out where they were going wrong. And then I would say, look, we just got to park it now. Palace on Tuesday, is it? Wednesday. Yeah. So Palace on Wednesday night. Let's focus, because it gives us an opportunity.
This is a Palace full of surging with confidence right now, like a convincing performance against Spurs. And I think it was KM Guard or Richard. Someone said, yes, a cheeky bid for Eze I think would be great.
We could definitely do with someone on that. I
don't think Kudus will come. Maybe. I don't think Kudus will come. But then, hey, Champions League football talks.
Did you see Eze's assist?
Yes, insane. Also, welcome, George.
The little flick.
Welcome to George Blanchard. I haven't seen him in the comments. Welcome, mate. Thank you for your engagement so far.
He doesn't want Kudus, George. He's not having it.
The man has spoken. My father's name's George, so he's the Messiah.
Hi, George. And make sure you've liked and subscribed if you haven't already, and share it with all your Villa mates, because
assuming you are a Villa fan, it could be like that. What's that Spurs guy, Dicky, whatever his name was?
Ronnie, was it Ronnie? No,
it was Dicky or something. Remember?
It's like share with your non-Villa mates. I mean, we're all happy to have them all in here. We've had Spurs fans, we've had West Ham fans, Newcastle fans in the past. I remember getting in the chat, and we love it. A little bit of back and forward, a bit of banter. So look, we're all here to have a good time.
No, it's Kudus, huh?
I don't really want Kudus.
All fart, no shit. I love it.
I don't want Kudus, to be honest with you.
You know who I do want? I want Daniel. I heard we linked with Mbomo from Brentford, and then his brother from Timu, Daniel Marlin from Dortmund, would be great.
Okay, interesting. I like that. And
we don't have a limited budget though at the moment. I think we've got to get through the year and then make a splash.
We don't have any loan players this season.
No.
And last year we had Longley and Zaniolo. Could we go maybe make a loan move in January? Or could we do it now? I'm not quite sure of the rules.
Loan player, just recall him. The guy did well against us, and he's got pace really and a good left ping.
He was one of the ones I'm more surprised we didn't loan out. We did loan out. I think
he wanted game time, Noah.
But he would have got it. He would have got it.
Not starting. I think he'd actually started on the left side. He'd actually solved the problem, and he's a natural left footer.
That's what I reckon. That's what I'm saying. He would have got game time. I'm just saying he wouldn't have. Then he's saying he would have started. So
he's Africans, mate. They're athletic. He's a Pommy. I didn't know that, Samuel Jr.
Yeah, it's Pommy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he plays with Philogene in the under-21s.
And Morgan Rogers.
And Morgan Rogers.
For now. Some camaraderie. Why would you not want to hang around? Like if Philogene doing it.
He played in Italy last year for Juve, and
Juventus,
I guess he feels like.
Who gives a fuck?
Look, Bologna are in the Champions League, and I'm sure he'll be back, like Noah said. But I think Unai really trusts Ramsey, really loves Ramsey.
Why?
And Bailey. And look, like I understand, they're not playing the best at the moment, but I think that's a nice sign for a team and for a club, for the players that, it doesn't matter if I have 2 or 3 bad games. I've got the full trust of my manager, and he's going to keep playing me to sort of get me back into form. And we have seen it from them too, especially. I mean, 2 years ago when Unai just took over and Steven Gerrard got sacked, that second half of the season, Ramsey was our best player.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely he was.
So there was times last season where Bailey was our best player.
I agree. They've dropped off simultaneously. That's the problem. It's like
It's confidence. It's mental fatigue. Like Bailey, you got to think Bailey. I think went away with Jamaica in the end of the season. Where the season before he didn't go away. She had a full preseason, had some time off. I'm surprised that it took Watkins is actually doing as well as he is, because I know he didn't play as much in the Euros, but he still was away. You think you're still away from home and whatnot.
Okay, there's a comment here from Danny. Hi, Danny. I don't know if has Danny been.
I believe I said.
I think Danny with an I. I think that's a Daniela or a Danielle, if I'm correct.
Well, hi, and welcome to the pod. And this is an interesting one because we've only had 1 clean sheet in our last 15 or something in the Premier League.
Yeah.
What does this mean and how do we fix it?
Well, Tommy sent me a stat actually, so thanks to Tommy for this one.
Oh, Tommy,
Aston Villa have failed to win each of their last 3 Premier League home games when scoring the first goal, having won their previous 17 games such in a row beforehand.
Yes,
that is an issue. The Villa Park sort of fortress that it was this time last season. It's not quite happening right now. The teams are scoring against us and taking points from us, and I think any team that is successful needs that solid base at home, because there are going to be away games where you are under the cosh. And I think the 2 away games coming up, there is a chance we lose them both. Like, it's not out of, Spurs away, Liverpool away. They're going to be tough games. So
I can't wait for them. Bring on the challenge. I definitely like Liverpool. We have to be on for that, don't we? Well, that's going to be some games. That's coming. So what we've got: Palace, Tottenham, Club Brugge, then Liverpool. It's a big couple of weeks for us coming up. It's massive.
It's a fuck fest.
And if we can get 2 points in the Prem, let's say if we go from the Prem with 2 draws, we win in the Champions League, win in the Cup. Do you guys take that?
We're going to win and draw. One against Spurs, one thing. I'm telling you,
not answering my question.
No, neither of them are convincing this season. No, Liverpool are not playing pretty football. They're just scrapping with wins. And I actually think that's the home game. Well, fuck you. All right,
I would take it if the performances were good. I think the last 3 performances have been generally good. We've won 2 games, Fulham and Bologna. We drew this one. I'm like Mohamed Adam. I would take the 2 draws if it meant we were still playing well, because I think playing well is a big thing for Unai, the performances, and because he knows that football is a low-scoring game. It's a game of fine margins. It's a game where what you do in each box is so critical. But if you can get the performances right and be consistent with them, sort of 8-9 times out of 10, you'll get a good result and you'll win the game. I'm a believer in that too. I think teams that play shitty football but get results, like, it's not tenable. Like a Sean Dyche at Everton, for example, comes to mind. Doesn't play very good football, but does seem to get results and kind of put teams under pressure. But I would never want to play like that, personally.
But Liverpool are leaking goals every game, Scott, so they're not actually winning with clean sheets all the time. Like, I think we'll actually get Liverpool. Again, super optimistic, being unreasonable. I also saw Richard's comment, Noah. Our away form's actually incredible this season. It's better than our home form, I think.
Well, I've done it with
we beat West Ham on the opening day away.
I think we've won every game away. Have we, or have we drawn one?
Also,
we drew Ipswich.
Ipswich.
I've got 3 talking points. I've got 3 talk points. The last 2 kind of relate to one another. Obviously, Berenice actually scored on the weekend. First goal for Valencia. Don't know if anyone read or saw that. I still think he could have actually done it. For me, I'd actually be putting him on ahead of someone like a Buendia based on preseason form. He looked like a real baller.
Yeah, but he's a different player to Buendia. I think Buendia is one where he needs to start getting a few more minutes.
Yeah, we could have used him, and he's a hustler.
Yeah, but we also need someone with a bit of quality. I think someone who can because if you look at those Ramsey passes, for example, right, not good enough for Watkins. He must be getting frustrated. And I think Buendia behind coming in from that left-hand side, but just behind Watkins, he could really help Watkins, and set him up. But
for me, the subbies Buendia for Rodgers. I think they're in that position. I think you do extremely well. Well, unless we push. Anyway, so Watkins, first one. I thought actually really, really hats off to Duran's offensive pressure. I saw him chasing down Travers on one side, and I think kicked it out for a throw-in. Like he really gunned him down. He's got pace, Duran.
I know.
And last but not least,
a few of his shots were crazy.
Oh man, there was that one he just went to randomly ping, and Ollie nearly controlled it and scored.
Yeah, I'm just calm down. There was one where Ramsey was completely free next to him, and he just the ball just pops up, and he's just tunnel vision. I'm putting this.
Yeah, man, he's got 5 goals, 6 goals. I back him. Now the other thing is, I give Ramsey shit, but when Ramsey and Watkins went off, we lost all of our offensive pressure. And I think that's when Bournemouth started, we started inviting him into all of a sudden. We don't realize how much Watkins and Ramsey actually run in the front third and actually stopped them from getting the ball to halfway. Yeah. We lost all of that. You saw they – go on.
That's a good point. The experience of the team had been subbed off, like Watkins, McGinn, these kind of guys.
Why? Leave one on.
Yeah, because especially Ollie, because I think his pressure up there – and his work rate for us, can break up the opposition attacks so well. I mean, I know, and McGinn as well. I mean, maybe that was a good time to take Tielemans off, someone like that.
Let him rest, man. The guy's been man of the match, and it's we're 1-0 up. We don't need any more creativity. We needed. It sounds dumb. We needed Kamara and Onana on the pitch at the same time there. Just a real brick wall. Put it to full force.
Yeah. I guess
the yellow cards. The yellow cards made those trades. They had to make those trades like that. Yeah. That was Tielemans doesn't really lunge in for those tackles, where Onana does go in for the ball all the time, which is great. So he was more likely to get sent off in that game, I reckon.
Onana kind of touched his shin with the studs a bit, Noah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I reckon that's why you're probably going to take him off in that situation.
Did you think it could have been a red, Tommy?
I don't know, man. Studs on shin, studs on leg is usually a red, irrespective of how hard or soft you went in. They reviewed it, and I'm glad it wasn't, but it could have easily gone the other way, Scott. It
didn't look good, and he looked guilty as well. I think in those moments, you've got to you need a bit of a poker face, because if you disguise it. Exactly. If you you kind of need to give it the old, oh, come on, there's nothing in that, But he was I'm sorry, sorry.
Stone cold face, and don't apologize. If you apologize, you look guilty.
I know a lot of those things.
I don't know. Just one of those games. What went wrong specifically? The free kick, whatever. I don't know. It's just a capitulation of many things. To be honest, it's 4 different. Again, we took all the experience off, didn't take our chances. Cash is fucking cash every week. Right back has got to be a problem we solve mid-season. Honestly, surprised we never went for Wan-Bissaka for 15 mil. I thought that was a bargain, and he's been pretty good for United when he was there.
He's a good defender, and he played pretty well yesterday. I watched the game against United. I
agree.
Yeah,
old club too.
I was actually looking through that West Ham teams and saying, who would I have at Villa? And I'd have Wan-Bissaka. I'd have Bowen. I'd have Kudus probably. Paqueta.
Hey, you know who? Take Souček. I rate him, dude.
Yeah, he's pretty old.
Max Kilman.
No.
Good centre back off the bench.
No.
I mean, they are
Somerville?
awful. No.
I would take Somerville. I would.
Paqueta, I wouldn't. I think he's overrated. Rogers better.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Paqueta wouldn't really work for Unai. I think Morgan Rogers is far better, gives you far more consistent.
Bowen hurts me. Bowen hurts me because he's a Villa fan. That's the sad part.
Well, his dad was.
Yeah, it's in the blood, mate.
Well, if Bailey drops off, there is a spot on that right wing available.
If Bailey doesn't drop off, there's still a spot for Bowen at any time of the week, Scott. And he's a little hustler, honestly. I just love he's got like this grunt in him all the time, playing with a chip on the shoulder. Love it.
He does. He's a good player.
We could have signed him, and we signed Joe Lolly, and we were going to sign Joe Lolly instead.
Well, like we talked about, the results kind of did go our way. United lost, but I don't even think they're a top 4 contender. Spurs lost. I was praying for a Newcastle equaliser against Chelsea because it was kind of coming in that last 10 minutes. But Chelsea are the one team that sort of looked dangerous and sort of caught us. Arsenal and Liverpool drew, which was probably a good result too. I think I probably would have preferred maybe Liverpool to win, just because I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling that if there's one team out of those top 3 from last season we could finish ahead, it is Arsenal. But I don't know, possibly not.
Yeah. No, I do agree with a little bit.
Yeah, Brighton as well drew, didn't they? So a lot of those teams in and around us, didn't win. So we're still in a good position. But with these 2 games coming up, there's going to be a lot of changes coming up. I think there's, Chelsea play Man U, Newcastle play Arsenal next week. So I think we're getting to that stage of the season where a lot of the big teams are starting sort of to play each other. And there's going to be, if you can sort of nick wins and get results in these next few weeks leading up until Christmas, you can really set you up. So we need to be on it. We don't have any injuries, which is great. That's
one of the main positives, isn't it, Scott, when you think about it?
Absolutely.
No injuries.
Tyrone Mings, I'm expecting to start against Palace. I got a feeling.
100%.
And what a reception that'll be.
Honestly, it's going to be one of those games you just wish you're at Villa Park for.
If McGinn's not playing, he should get the captaincy. And Emi Martinez probably won't play.
Pretty much fucking front while we're there too.
It'll probably be Gauchi. So give Mingsy the armband. And
if we were up against Bournemouth, Scott, I reckon Mings would have come on if we were 2-3-0 up in the dying minutes.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
Yeah.
See, when he warms up, everyone's just buzzing. Like, I'm so happy for him. Like, what a journey. It's funny. It's like 700 days or something.
And if we're talking about leadership, there's not much guys in that team that epitomize that leadership better than him. Maybe McGinn, maybe Emi, but he is
body on the line for the club. Body on the line for the club. Clutch headers. Like diving across the goal line to save a goal.
He's done so much for us. He's done.
So I think our clean sheets will improve once he's back. I'm really confident if he can at least be the same player or close to it, that's good enough for us. You're a centre back, mate. Like, as long as he has almost the heading ability, I know he can already jump higher than Carlos without jumping. I think he's better on the ball, better man marker than Torres. I actually think we could be going 3 centre backs. Like he'd be like the anchor, I think, and Torres on the left.
I know Mings has lost a bunch of his pace as well, but he was actually a left back or like a full back at Bournemouth originally. That is very.
Oh, don't be doing fucking. If we do constant right back, Mings left back, I'm honestly.
The concert right back thing could be an option for you to get rid of Matty Cash. Danny brings up a good point here, but let's say
Costa is an actual right back, can defend. He's got pace. He's a good tackler. Why does he not start? He's our best right back, Nedeljkovic.
Okay, but let's say Mings comes back and he's the player he was, right? And he gets back to speed really quickly. Then you've got Pau Torres. You've got Konsa. So it might be a way to fit all 3 in. I don't know.
But Carlos, he's been hard done by. Where's Carlos been?
Well, that's it. I mean, I guess he'll be part of the rotation. But yeah, he's been really good, and then he doesn't play this game, so that was a bit surprising. But I guess he played against Bologna in midweek. He was just rested, So look, there's plenty to think about for Unai, and I'm sure he'll get on top of it, and he'll figure out a team against Spurs that will put in a good performance and be competitive.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we'll switch it around for.
We have to buy a right back. We have to buy an actual right back in summer, like Gertruda, whatever his name. I don't know how he's going, but would have been great to sign him.
This is the funniest comment of the night. Courtney Hawes is still there.
Hey, you know what?
He's still.
I think it's his last year of contract.
He trains. He's around the place. There's a reason they've kept him.
He's been unlucky with injury, hasn't he? He's been unlucky with injury. But
also
he's just getting enough
for the 11. But you know what? He's a good squad player, and if we need him,
he had his moments.
Yeah,
he had his moments.
Away.
Yeah, he definitely had his moments. Yeah. And look, there's been plenty of players like him that
big header.
Were good at their time.
Goal against Wolves.
Club moved on. Yeah, he's he was pretty good. For what we needed.
For what we needed at the time, he was pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't think he's got a future at Villa. So this is hilarious.
He's been posting on his Instagram like him at Bodymore Heath and stuff. So he's still training, but I couldn't believe it when I saw that.
Part of the club. He's part of the club. Part of the club.
Yeah, give him a statue.
Also, when's he gonna get? He's probably on some. Yeah, I hope it's better than the Dwayne Wade one they unveiled recently.
Oh, how bad was that?
Is it worse? I didn't see
that. Beckham one. You haven't seen it? Dwayne Wade, the Miami Heat legend. They unveiled his statue. It looks like fucking Aristotle, not him.
It looks nothing like him. It honestly looks nothing like him.
It looks like a white guy with a beard. It looks like Mr. Incredible with a beard, and he doesn't even look like that. And he's black. That's
hilarious. That's so funny. Who does deserve a statue? I guess maybe with Gary Shaw's.
Emi Martinez.
Peter With. Unai Emery.
I think they should do. I've seen one at Old Trafford when I was there. They did one of like three guys. I think it was George Best,
Dennis Law, Bobby Charles. Yeah, Dennis Law, Bobby Charles.
We could easily do three from the 1982 European Cup. Easily.
We could like Mortimer with Shaw, something like that.
There's only one statue outside Villa Park. Only one.
Who's that? Pongo?
No. Let's see. Surely someone in the comments will know. There's only one statue outside Villa Park.
It's been so long since I've been there.
It's probably the most famous man in Villa history. It's the most important man in Villa history.
Yeah, the original guy.
The who?
The guy that did the club, right?
William McGregor.
William McGregor.
The most important guy probably in Villa's history.
It needs to be Anwar El Ghazi. It's Anwar El Ghazi after that championship final.
That's another statue. He's been banging him in for Cardiff. Have you seen that? So, he's playing for Cardiff.
Yeah, I've seen that. I have seen that.
Yeah, and Louis Barry as well. Man, that guy scores That guy scores every week. Every time I look at X, it's like 1-0 to Stockport. Louis Barry. I'm just like, fucking hell. Every week.
He does love a goal. He does love a goal, Louis Barry.
But do you think he'll ever come back?
Yeah, I do. I think there's a big place for him at Villa Park. Yeah, there's a photo statue.
William McGregor, yeah. I did know. I just blanked on the name.
That's a good one from Jeffrey Cooper, your old man.
Doug Ellis, he probably built his own statue. He'd probably pay for it himself.
He would have.
That's what Deadly Doug's like. Maybe it could be a photo of him sacking a manager. A statue of him sacking a manager. That's what Doug was best at. Or maybe holding onto his wallet and not spending any money.
Oh well.
What about the Tony Zhao statue?
The Tony Zhao statue. I will say, I took a photo this night at Villa Park. Is they've got the whole team up from the '82 final with a bit of a plaque about them. So that's around the Holt End, walking down the Holt End from the Trinity Road stand. So like it has a factor
the
about it.
The architecture at Villa Park is unrivaled. Like the outside of the stadium and just
I miss it already.
Yeah, I bet you do. It's
I do.
Of course, they were Adrian Durham from TalkSport put Villa Park as number one of the grounds in the country. So it's got it. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's a car park. That doesn't look so good. But
what do you mean? It's the whole end.
I know, but it's just a photo. Yeah,
sorry. Let me tell all those guys to move their cars. My bad.
No, we'll just zoom in. Maybe like there is a zoom feature.
Yeah, but I want to get the whole stand in, don't you?
Okay, but
don't you want to do that?
In terms of the picture,
should I tell those people to move?
Yeah, do that.
Should I tell those people to move?
That how inconsiderate.
I know. That's what I was thinking at the time. Like, how rude can those people be?
All right, should we start doing predictions and things like that?
I'm down.
Yeah, Palace League Cup last 16. Tommy.
Oh, I'm going.
It's already last 16.
It's already last 16.
Wow.
So we could be in the quarterfinals.
I think we're going to obliterate them 1-0. Boring as fuck.
I love that.
You know what's going to happen? It's one of those games.
John Duran, perhaps.
Jacob Ramsey. I think he's going to Viagra pill.
Needs a goal.
I'm going to go 3-1. 3-1. Statement: Leon Bailey gets a goal. I reckon John Duran gets a goal, and I reckon Tyrone Mings gets a goal.
I'm going to say 3-2 Villa. I'm going to say could be a bit of a bit of a high scorer because we're going to have a different lineup. I'm guessing they're going to have a different lineup.
They're going to want it. They're absolutely going to want it. As this comment says here, they just got to win.
They're currently in a bit of bother, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're in form. They're actually playing all right. That's what they're winning against Tottenham. They'll head them off the park. Like, it's not going to be an easy game at all.
I mean, they're currently in 17th. This is their form. Draw, loss, win.
Yeah, but it's a cup.
So what's ours? Read our form in the print.
But ours is win, draw, win, draw.
Yeah, a lot of draws there, mate.
I mean, 11 games without a defeat.
I think Bailey will. Bailey or Ramsey will score. Bailey assist.
I mean, basically, like we've got the same. Apart from one draw and one win, if we had won on the weekend, we'd have exactly the same form record as Man City.
I know. That's why I don't like. I don't want people to get too upset.
That's the problem. It's all the ifs. We're not doing it. We're not doing it, fellas.
Well, we didn't do it. We didn't do it on the weekend. If Evan Nielsen's head had I don't know, been offside or some shit. But look, it was a bit of a downer. But look, let's hopefully we win against Palace. We get a few goals and maybe a few guys like Bailey and Ramsey get a goal.
Are we doing Tottenham predictions as well?
Yes, let's do it. I'll go first.
Done. You're too slow.
2-1 Villa. I'm saying 3-1 Villa.
Just hoping you're going to say that.
Yeah. I was thinking 2-2.
But then... Oh. Sorry, I was yelling. I thought something happened to the internet. I was yelling at my mum.
No, but your camera did stop.
Oh,
you froze just like John Duran when he was supposed to be picking up Evan Nielsen.
It was Cash actually, I reckon, but
was it? I thought it was
both
Duran.
of them. I think it was Duran.
Well, neither of them got close.
Yeah.
We digress.
See, yeah, I was thinking this the same as Mohamed Adam. I was thinking maybe like a 2-2. Maybe I'm gonna change it to 2-2.
Who's this for? Is this for what?
Because when I don't predict wins for Villa, they win.
For Tottenham, I'm going 2-0 Villa. I think if Palace can beat them 1-0, then we're a little bit better than Palace. So I think 2-0.
I can't confirm this comment. I did drop a catch off a friend's bowl on the weekend.
Was it a soda?
It wasn't a soda, but I probably should have taken it. It was for his Pfeiffer as well. His last ball of his
no!
I know. I was gutted. So this is a direct fact from the Whispers Racing.
So Whispers
podcast.
Racing is your mate.
Yeah.
Did you get two hands on it?
I got one. It was in the hand. It hit the ground and it bounced out.
Where were you fielding?
I was like in between short cover and like covering straight, if you know what I mean. I was like pushing hard at the ball. Anyway, move on.
There's nothing worse than dropping a catch when.
I apologise to Jakey Mariner.
Worst pass to cricket, I reckon, dropping the catch.
There's nothing worse.
Absolutely.
What about wiping and your finger goes through the paper? That's pretty bad, Scott. That's got to be up there.
We were talking about cricket, but that's pretty bad.
I'm just saying, mate.
That is pretty bad. I don't actually think.
No, there's no need. There's no
happens to
need.
me very often, but
No, mate. You haven't had lentils and prune juice. Can tell you, mate. Things like dynamite.
I wasn't a full stretch. I was like a half dive cam, guys. About a
Half dive, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't good. I had to like dive forward and to my right. I was a bit gutted. I was really upset.
Why weren't you a full stretch, Noel, mate? You should have had the Denver rub.
I couldn't have
Give me
gone
that
full
extra
stretch.
20%.
How could I have gone full stretch? I didn't have to go. If I went full stretch, I would have missed the ball.
I took a screamer a few weeks ago, and I landed on my ribs, and for about 4 weeks.
Now he's missing one.
My ribs have been sore as hell, man. Like I landed hard. It's probably the fact that I'm, a lot more sort of rotund than I used to be. But I came down hard.
Are you trying to circumvent the word?
Yes, fat. That's what I mean.
You said rotund. I thought you said 1 ton. I was like, all right.
Look, I've got.
I really love your shirt, by the way. Like I know we touched it last week. Looks good, man. Fit well.
Yeah. Where'd you get that from, Scotty?
Shut up. No.
Oh, I can't remember.
You got it from Temu, $7.
Yeah. I had
Aston Villa.
Some illegal immigrant brought it across the border.
Yeah, that would be me.
No, Noah, thank you very much. I love it too. It's great. Oh man, he's going to be filthy.
Jakey Mariner's here. Welcome, brother.
It's not BS at all. I promise you.
All right, so I think there's only one more thing we need to talk about, and it's the fantasy, Noah. Because
we don't. No, we don't.
Chuck it up, buddy. I think Muhammad Adams said to me last week he's coming for me. Not this week, buddy, because I'm still top.
Your skates on, Muhammad, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at this. Oh, wow.
But I will say, I'm on the up. I'm on the up, boys. Let's go. See that?
Who is that? Hey, who is that 11 and 12? Who's just pinged Owen by 2 points, mate?
Oh.
Guadalupe.
Hey,
can you click on my team? Did I score the highest?
67 points is pretty good.
Hey, what did I score now? Click on my team.
Adam scored 77.
It doesn't matter. No one cares about him. All right, go to.
He actually scored the highest.
How did I go this week? Oh, look at that elite midfield.
Who was your captain?
Forward line. Fucking Ollie
Watkins. Yeah, I captained Haaland.
Fucking Vardy, Burn, Arnold. I'm looking all right, man. I'm on the rise. We'll take that.
I tell you, he's really good. Chris Wood, my God.
Very good.
Hey, you know what? Thanks for the motivation, Scott. Make a transfer as we speak.
Yeah, should I do mine live? Let's have a look at mine. Let's see what I can do. I can't do much. That's my team at the moment.
Chris Wood, but it's just so good to see those old school strikers like Chris Wood and Danny Welbeck scoring goals.
Chris Wood's a fucking Kiwi, mate, across the Tasman. Well, good on you, mate.
I know. He's part of the area, but he's these are the kind of guys that just get written off every year, and they it's good to see him scoring goals. But yeah, that's probably enough for this week.
I think so.
Thanks all of you for joining us on a Monday night here in Australia. It's maybe Monday afternoon. We could
do one up to Palace, Scotty, maybe if you wanted.
We could, but
see if we win.
Probably not. But please check your socials and for when we do go live, because
follow us on socials. It's all on there. Everything.
It's all on there. So make sure you don't miss the next one. Tell your Villa friends. Tell anyone. Tell your mum. Tell just like some person walking past your house to join Coupe de Villa. Get on, because we have a goal of 1,000 subs by the end of the season. And look, that's probably
it's
going to be tough, but it's doable. It's doable. It's like
what are we at now?
It's like top 4 for Villa.
Do we just pay some sort of? Do we just pay like some OnlyFans chick just for a shout out?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we need to do that. We're 807. If you haven't subs,
we're doing it with a pure. We're doing it with a cleansed soul.
We are exactly that. Exactly that.
And hit the like button and make a comment once we post the video because all of that really helps us. We love your support. Yes, it was a bit of a downer this week, but look, we'll be back. And I think if we beat Spurs next week, which, I think we will, we all think we will, that's going to be a huge result. So we've got a massive week and we will be here covering it all on Coupe de Villa. So until next week, up the Villa and we'll see you next week.
Woo,
Later.
up the Villa.
Up the Villa.